So the Hammers with 3 huge points in terms of their bid for survival. They take 18th off Crystal Palace. But look how close they are now to others that are within touching distance. West Brom, Huddersfield, Newcastle, who are stuck on 15, Bournemouth. Could just be that David Moyes is the right man in the right place at the right time. Chelsea played 16 now, as you were at the start of the day, 32 points, 11 adrift of Manchester City. It's too much. It's too much. Title bit over.
So everyone's finished for you, apart from United?
Well, unless City literally run into bad weather, Andy. They're little tippy-tappy, tricky players. Don't fancy the English winter too much. Then we've got a game on again. On the way, channel choices, top left. Burnley, Watford. Game over, title over for Chelsea?
I think that's too much now. It's certainly if Manchester City win tomorrow, it's all over for Chelsea. Never did enough. I thought tactically got it wrong in the second half. You need width. You need to try and create 2v1s on the outside, stretch the opponents, go round them. Everything was going central. It was all clogged up. Never created a real chance the whole second half.
And he can't complain too much about fixture congestion this week, can he, Antonio Conte? Really?
No, but I think it was a masterclass in terms of defensive organisation from West Ham, because as much as John is right in saying that get the ball wide, 2v1s, get it down, get crosses in, when they did get crosses in, West Ham won everything, and I think that West Ham were quite happy for them to do that. So that's why they were trying to go through the middle, because every time they did get the ball wide, on the odd occasion, crosses coming in, the 3 centre-backs were never out of position. Morata never looked like scoring. The one chance he got, he missed a target. But, a lot has to be said about the defensive organisation. Yeah. When you're down there, that's where I think teams like Swansea will struggle, because they play decent football, but defensively you can't. But you can see here, look how tight everything is. This is the one opportunity that he had when, for the first time, Masuaku played him onside, or he would have been offside, and it was a fantastic opportunity, and he missed it. He had a good strike, but he just missed the target.
This is Hazard's.
That was a lovely little touch from Morata. He never did much today, but that was a lovely little touch there.
And you can't say this is a chance. I mean, he should hit the target. He's outside the box. They never cut them open. No. He should hit the target, but Chelsea didn't do enough.
Look, on the back of what they did at City, Andy, which was performed for the best part of 80 minutes before they lost, it's a huge result, isn't it? But it's part of the problem that they can't play like that every week. There will be games when they've got to take the match to the opposition.
Yeah, and in many ways they'll be the more difficult games probably for them, when they have to be creative, when they have to take on Swansea at their own ground, for instance. No disrespect to Swansea, they'll be expected to be like Chelsea and be on the front foot and try and be creative, and Swansea might set up like they have, and that would make it more difficult.
But David, he will just then say, let's not lose even against Swansea.
Do you know what these two performances I think do? He's a new coach who's gone in there, right? And not everyone has been happy with the appointment, and I bet you 1 or 2 players were going, not that inspired.
Only Chicharito.
Well, maybe, but 1 or 2 others I bet you. But what that has done, he'll have worked him really hard, and a lot of them might have been bored in training the last couple of weeks. They might have thinking, we're doing this again, are we? We're doing the same as we did. But it's for a reason that David does this, and the reason is what we saw today. So then these players suddenly walk off that bench thinking, do you know all that? What the weekend really good 45
because
we've just beaten Chelsea.
Absolutely. Because
so I was now on board, so he's got them on board, so he can go and train them and work them.
And he can still do the same things, because I was at the Liverpool game when they were a shambles defensively. You saw the goal from the corner, and as much as they like to play, as Andy says, West Ham like to play good football, if you can get results and the players see benefit of it, they may then buy into what he's trying to do. And it's also more importantly for the fans to buy into what he's doing.
But let's not forget the goal. The goal was a magnificent footballing goal.
Very good.
So you've got best of both parts.
They picked a way through them beautifully, and Chelsea couldn't do the same in 45 minutes in the second half. Just couldn't do it.
Doesn't get any easier. It's Arsenal Wednesday night for West Ham. Let's bring them back down to earth. They've got to do it all again.
You go into it, Richard, you bounce into it. You look forward to it now.
I said before the game, his first victory was absolutely vital, and he needed that today. And who better to get a victory against his London rivals, Chelsea?
Knowing David the way we do, as much as different managers, different circumstances, the players get carried away to then thinking, we're a great side, let's go and play. David is going to go to that Arsenal game saying, forget about the goal we scored, let's play defensively the way we did, if we can get anything out of that game. And that's what West Ham have to do to approach the season from now on.
They won that game without a centre-forward, really, didn't they? I mean, Mikel Antonio...
They had 4 on the bench, who were better than Mikel Antonio.
4 front men on the bench. They won it without a front man. And, I think that maybe is how it develops ongoing. But for now, I think we might...
At the weekend, really good 45 minutes. Hammers in front against Chelsea by 1-0. Marko Arnautovic with that goal. John Barnes and John Collins with Andy and myself this weekend. What do we make of this rule that says when a player goes to celebrate with his own fans, he should be booked?
Well, we don't like it.
We all know that that's going to happen, and so did West Ham's or rather Arnautovic's colleagues at West Ham today, who all, as one, questioned his decision to go there. But
there are a few of them who went in there with him.
there was a few went with him. But isn't this what
It's
football's
ridiculous.
about?
You should be able
Scoring
to go in
goals
and
and
support the
celebrating.
fans. Absolutely.
And with your own fans, of course.
I think the law came in to try and stop you inciting the opposition fans.
Yeah,
you know,
quite right.
But if you can go and celebrate with your own fans, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that.
But there's a but.
Look.
Yeah, there's a but.
What are you doing? You're booked.
Yeah, there's a but. That's the but for me. What Matt Noble's saying. You know you're getting booked. How stupid is that? And it's not like. And normally you say, well, it was instinctive. But I looked here. He had to run 50 yards or more to get to the crowd.
Yeah.
They're that far away.
Hold on, I remember
But to be honest with you,
he's got
but when you score a goal, particularly in the position they're in, they're struggling. The excitement, you're not thinking, oh, I'm going to get booked. You really are just, you know.
Well,
and
I
you've got
remember
to run
seeing a
50
centre
yards.
forward score a goal at Wembley, and he ran 50 yards to celebrate with his own fans.
And it should have been a
so
disallowed
far,
goal.
That was
so
allowed.
far,
And it
that
should
he
have been a
couldn't
disallowed
get
goal.
back for
That
the
was
kick-off.
That was allowed in those days.
Was
And
it really?
It should have been a
I never got
disallowed
booked then.
goal.
Really? So we
No.
condemn someone celebrating
got
and
booked for the
scoring a goal?
challenge.
Well, of course. What do you mean condemn? You condemn the law, but then once the law is the law, you have to condemn somebody who does that.
100%. You've
Yeah,
got
if he
to now.
runs that far, if it was the goal, Richard, behind Goodison or Anfield, and somebody smashed one in there, and he's 5 yards away, and in the heat of the moment, and he jumps there, 5 yards he goes, he runs 50 yards.
He's had a nightmare
moment.
since he went to West Ham.
Heat of
What
the
a
moment.
moment. Scores a goal
I'm
against
not
Chelsea.
arguing
and
that.
has to go and
So
celebrate
what if
with
he
his
gets
own
booked
fans.
in second half?
What if he gets sent off?
It's Arnautovic. He can get 4 more between now and June and still not face suspension. Who cares? Who cares? West Ham lead against Chelsea by a goal to nil. And by the way, you're right. If you're wondering who was that centre forward, it was Andy Gray playing for Wolves. No, it wasn't disallowed.
it was the Watford
Counted
one. Oh,
again.
sorry,
No,
it was the Watford one.
no. Against Forest.
There was another one.
The Watford should have been.
Matches back to back to back here across 11 today. The rugby split between beIN Sports 12 and 13. It's round 3 of the Champions Cup, and that is what's available today. If you prefer your rugby to football, but I can't imagine for a moment that too many of you do. No, I can't.
No, I can't myself.
Great entertainment. I'm very proud that we're able to
Yeah.
offer it as a service, but
Yeah.
it's got to be football for us here anyway.
Yeah.
So West Ham lead by a goal to nil. Marko Arnautovic at last. And it is about time, isn't it?
It is. He hasn't delivered, so he went there for a lot of money, but it's a wonderful start to the game for West Ham. Good football and goal. This little 1-2 here is magnificent little pass through from Lanzini, and it's a quality finish. But it's a real good opening period for Everton, for West Ham. Delighted, just
Hope
what
you're saying
David
that
Moyes, just what Moyes needed, just what Moyes needed. A good start, gets the fans lifted, and all of a sudden there's confidence.
It's a great first half performance, and after they scored the goal, which was a fantastic goal, obviously Chelsea had lots of possession, but they were so well organised in terms of getting back behind the ball, defending, everybody knowing their positions. And as much as Chelsea had lots of possession, they haven't really worked the goalkeeper because it's been an organised defensive performance, and in the last 10 minutes they still even attacked when they had to attack, got players forward when they had to, defended in numbers when they had to. A much more organised West Ham team than we've seen.
I think what you see here is, you know, I think when your coaches say, when David's gone in, a new coach goes in and said, the hardest thing to get is to get them being progressive and entertaining and creating chance and being creative. The easiest thing, and David's very good at it, is organisation of your side defensively.
Without the ball.
And what we've seen in the last 2 games is that. A lot of work on the training ground, a lot of shadow work going on in the training ground, putting players where he wants them to be, certain places where the ball is around the football pitch. You can see that. So defensively, they're very good. Today, they've managed to get a goal early on, and with the best piece of football we've seen.
But that last 5 minutes was
good pressure.
very entertaining.
Well, that is where, if you can get the defensive organisation that David has, but then you also have players like Arnautovic when he's on form, Lanzini, and of course Masuaku, who's a bit of an entertainer.
Mikel Antonio, who keeps everybody
So
honest.
when you are going to be well organised and you have individual players who, if they're confident, can do things like we saw in the last 10 minutes, the confidence will be there. They can hopefully they can continue to do
What
that.
worries me, though, is how quickly West Ham get tired now, because if you're playing against a team that's got a lot of possession, they are going to tire you out, John, eventually, aren't they?
Well, the first 10 minutes were poor, but I thought for half an hour they were under the cosh, weren't they? But Chelsea never created chances. That's the worry for Chelsea. They never broke through, never
But they've
cut
had plenty
through
of possession.
No, but that's the
possession
thing.
without a chance.
Without a chance. They're under the cosh, but David has got the 3 midfield players back, a back 5, and they're defending well. So as much as they're under the cosh, they've got good distances between them. They've never been out of position. So as much as you say, and against Manchester City, up until the last couple of minutes, they still did the same thing.
Big decision was obviously made. Adrian was picked to go and sit. And in fairness, he's dealt with pretty much everything that's come his way. There's been nothing that he's done that I would say Joe Hart couldn't have done, in fairness to Joe.
Yeah.
I think these are saves that he would have made, but this is the best one for me. I think he saw that late. But a really good save. So he's done everything that's been asked of him.
which
dealt
has
with
been
most of it.
not a lot to do.
No.
Against a team like
Because
Chelsea.
of the organisation, definitely.
Yeah, just organising his defence, keeping them in the right position.
And as you rightly say, in the last 5 minutes, you know, with Lanzini and Arnautovic, they've shown some adventure. If they can come out and continue to do that in the second half, rather than thinking, let's get forward, same performance, sit back, defend in numbers, maybe get forward when you can.
How much influence do players have on a decision like that, whether Adrian or Joe Hart is going to play? On
Which
who the
players?
first choice keeper is going to be?
Not with a manager like David Moyes.
Yeah. You mean the other players?
No, one like Roy Evans? But
No, I don't think with managers you have that decision.
Brad,
Not when it comes
Brad
to
Friedel
goalkeepers.
and David James? No?
Not really, no. Players don't have that, particularly for a goalkeeper. But, you know, maybe in other positions, but as a goalkeeper, not at all.
Which goalkeeper was picked for Liverpool?
No, I was just asking the questions, Andy. That's my
Well,
job.
there was never a question as to do two, because obviously it was Bruce, and I wasn't there when Brad Friedel was there. I had already gone when Brad
you'd
came.
gone. Okay.
I'd gone.
All right, so,
yeah.
okay, so I
don't
might
know.
be right then.
Yeah. You'll have to blame someone else then. Sorry, I wasn't there.
I thought that's where he was going, John. Just to,
I wonder what he's on about, because I wasn't even there with
I've
Brad.
worked with him too long.
Anyway, the keeper that has been chosen today has kept the clean sheet so far. At the other end, Thibaut Courtois and Chelsea